Okay, so good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So it is a good day. It's raining here still. And we've begun judging, right? So now, yesterday, I started with an introduction and I shared with you one of the attributes of the Most High. Okay? So I'm going to start off this morning and we're going to look at two more attributes. Okay? Now, this is the Targum of Psalms, not your regular Psalms. Okay? So maybe it's in your book, maybe it's not. But this is Psalms chapter 89 and verse 35. Okay? I mean, a lot of this is still relevant. I can go deeper, but my purpose is for you to understand the Most High's perspective, to understand who He is, and to slowly, over time, see things from His point of view. So instead of your perspective to be about me, and what do I get, and what do I want, and what I need, we're going to see things now from His perspective. Okay? Because people don't understand me most of the time because I'm not doing things from my perspective or your perspective. I can see things from His perspective. So let's take a look at this, right? Verse 35. I'll let the sister read it and let's see how plainly and clear understanding we can get from just her reading it. I'm not going to interrupt till she gets to the end of the verse.
I will not violate my covenant or change what has gone forth from my lips.
Yeah, hold on. So this is an attribute. So you can't get a New Testament if he says, I won't violate my covenant. He's not making any amendments to it. So that means he's never amended it from Adam, right? So Adam and Eve messed up,
Right.
okay? And this proliferated. Then you get Enoch, who keeps it in the seventh generation, okay? And then he is changed in the seventh generation to become an angel, like the angels, having the body of the angels and able to go into the heavenly abode and oversee the law from there. But Enoch had to keep it for so many years with perfection. He can't deviate. He can't change. He can't see something as being convenient. He can't see things the way he wants to. Enoch sees things from the Most High's way. He sees it from the Most High's perspective. And Enoch, for all the books that he wrote, they're written the way the Most High wants them written so that the message gets through to a person who will understand that about him. So Enoch is writing to a specific person. Okay? So now the Most High says, I won't violate my covenant or change what is going forth from my lips. So now we know it don't change.
Don't change.
Okay?
That's right. Doesn't change.
The pattern won't change. The days won't change. Nothing changes. Okay? Okay? So that's the first part. Now we're going to get another attribute of the Most High. Let's get another attribute. Okay? I'm going to make sure you guys understand this because as we're layering, you see, as we're layering the levels of truth here, you need to know where stuff is and how the Most High is speaking and what's his perspective. Okay? So as we begin layering, I'm just going to pull these little pieces. So the prophets tell us, listen, the Most High is sitting here. His perspective is here. His understanding, his attributes are here. You need to accept these things before reciting his covenant to him. What you're supposed to get. Because what you're supposed to get stems from what you're supposed to be doing. If you're not getting it, it's because you're not doing it. Not that the Most High, his arm fails or he wants to see you suffer. You're disobedient. So again, I'm going to let my sister read it and see how clear it is. And we're still in the book of Psalms.
Yes.
Now we're going to Psalms chapter 90 and verse 4. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. 4. 1,000 years are reckoned before you as yesterday when it is past, and as a watch of the night.
So to the Most High, 1,000 years is reckoned to him as one day when it passes. And it is as a watch of the night. So we have the night watches, right? And in the night watch, somebody is looking over something to make sure it is going through the process and doing what he has willed for it to do. And to make sure things are being done as they have been ordered to be done.
But they're following a guideline.
There's a guideline. So the Most High set the guideline and he keeps the guideline. Then as he creates things to appoint them to do the work of the guidelines, he expects them to do what he has told them to do since he has created them. So let's take these. Now we have 3 attributes of the Most High.
Yes.
So we know 1,000 years is a day. So when I said 0 to 1,000 is 1 day.
Yes. Because that's what it says.
Right. Now you want to tell me what science says based upon science and what they quote unquote proven to you. When you went to the magic show, did the magician prove he could saw people in half? It's a magic show. These are all magicians. They cannot tell you the time, or how long something has been anywhere. It is a theory, a guess.
Right, speculation.
It's speculation. Somebody says, well, my kingdom has been here for 10,000 years. Okay. My kingdom's been here for 100,000. That's what's going on.
Yes.
And it's all done out of fear. If you find out that I migrated here and I took this land maybe 3,000, 2,000 years ago, then what? Maybe somebody will come and say, well, before you was me. And you fought my ancestor and take this land from my ancestor, and now there is this. I'm telling everybody, I'm not real fond of modern history. And it was my favorite subject, but there's so much filth in it.
Right.
I'm not fond of modern sciences. Don't come to me with your DNA tests. Don't come to me with your items of proof that you the people. I require two things to prove that you're the people. Just two. One, you'll show up in the condition that the Most High says you'll show up in, means you'll be the cursed people who have suffered as I have, me, my brothers and sisters, my family, in the captivity and in exile. That's one. And two, you will keep this law and obey it, thereby proving you are the people. It's only 2 points. These are the 2 points. And you will not turn from it. Because everyone who does, if you come in by surreptitious means or to get by during a hardship till you get on your feet, you are preying upon your own life in doing so. Presumption and ignorance lead to death. If you presume that you can get over and get by and fake it till you make it, this is not that show.
It can cost you your life.
It can cost you your life.
And word of advice, following the laws is even the smallest little thing. When you're given an instruction, you just do it. It makes life a lot easier. Just do it.
So these are the two. These are the two attributes of the Most High. So you remember the attribute from yesterday?
Yes, it was in Isaiah, chapter 46, verses 8.
What was the point?
12. The point is about attending to his memra.
So we're going to attend to the instructions, right? And you're going to see, I've already read the law, so you know what the instructions are. If that was all of season 1, here we are now, the second episode of season 2, and we're processing judgment.
And that he was from the beginning and the end and the ancient times. It's the same memra.
It's the same instruction.
It has not changed.
And again, as a repeat from yesterday, my word changes not. I will not violate my covenants of old. Nothing. It's perfect. So who's failing so that we don't receive what is promised?
Ourselves.
We are. You see? You don't want to move together with me, you will not have success anywhere else because the education has not fallen to anyone else. There's no amount of education that anybody has to do the thing that I'm doing. They have all rejected it.
And if you're not appointed to do it,
You can't do it anyway.
you can't do it anyway. It won't succeed.
Exactly. So now here we are, and I'm telling everybody very clearly so you understand what day we are entering in. Okay? We are literally this, as far as the earth is concerned, this is the 9th year. So we are in the second year of the second week. Okay? So there were 50 jubilees from Adam to the death of Moses. That was 49 jubilees.
49 jubilees.
There are 50 jubilees from Moses to today, leaving only 50 jubilees, leaving only one jubilee, 50 years, for learning the law. Now, in this next period, we have already spent 8 on the Earth's cycle. Okay? We are at 7
Our cycle
and a half
on ours.
on ours. So if you come and join in with us, you will receive the mercy.
Yes.
That additional 6-month period to make a move. But you have the purpose in your heart. That's what you're going to do. I can't change the cycles of the earth or the sun or anything else. So now we are looking at where we are today, and this is what the deal is. You're going to have only 40 years. You're only going to have 40 years to enter into the Jubilee.
Right.
Right? We have to enter in, and it begins. We have a rest, and then year 1 begins.
Right. And as you stated, we have to go through 14 years of cleansing and purification to come into the perfection.
Right, because the law said you have to stand before him a purified people. Being clean is not enough. So now, understanding these attributes and compiling what we've already read in the law, we're going to continue processing the law. So where we leave off yesterday?
We left off on 127, code 127 of Genesis.
All right.
Yes.
Genesis code 127. Let's take a look. Let me get over here. So I want to take this time out to advise you to get the book. It's available on Amazon. You see the cover here. You can read it. It is the Pseudo Jonathan by Tove Rose. You can get this book, or you can click the link below and get the book, the scrolls, the whole collection and also have all the prophets. So, because as you see, I'm dabbling in the prophets, and they're telling us what to do. So you have this. You have all the materials available to you, whether you order it from our link, right? And it's the same one we're reading here. So you'll have everything, okay? So that as we go back and forth, you will be able to see, okay? And know and be able to do. If you have the link below, click it, okay? Everything that you purchase here everything you buy from us goes towards the purchase of land. So it helps us to build the communities, plural,
Yes.
for those who are coming out. Okay? So, and Yah created man in his likeness. In the image of Yah, he created him. So man is created. When you look at a man, you are looking at the image and likeness of the Most High. Okay? With 248 members. 248 members.
Yes.
Okay? So there are 248 parts of the body. And this is the bones. Okay? This is how he sees it. I don't care what science has to say.
That's right.
Okay? And and with 365 nerves. So you have 365 nerves, right? That's all there is. There's not millions of nerves. There's only 365. And overlaid them with skin and filled them with flesh and blood, male and female in their bodies. He created them. So the nation from Ezekiel chapter 36, the valley of dry bones, this is what he's talking about because it says male and female. He created them. However, when he created Adam, he also created Lilith. And we all know that Lilith is the mother of the fallen angels' children, the same way Adam is the father of the sons of Adam. So all the demons, the jinn, and all the fallen angels and ghost stories and ghosts and all of that you hear about, all of that comes from Lilith and from the Nephilim. But we'll get to that in a minute.
Excuse me, sir. Okay, it says, and I overlaid them with skin and filled it with flesh and blood. So what? Because it's like there's a difference between the skin and the flesh. Because we're taught it's the same.
It's not the same.
So it's not
the same.
Okay.
Your flesh is under your skin. The skin can be removed. Like any animal, you can skin it.
Yes.
And there's all the muscle tissues and fibers and fat. That is the flesh. Skin can be removed. Okay? And he blessed them, saying, increase and multiply. Here is the first commandment of the Most High that man ever heard. Increase and multiply. It is a blessing to have children and to be bountiful in them. If you perceive this to be a problem because of money or finances or any extraneous external circumstance, then you have a problem because you are now annulling what the Most High said, like the earth ever ran out of land. It never does. There's more than enough land for everybody, but the wicked are left to rule because the sons of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, that branch specifically, have refused to follow their law and to walk in its steps. So there are the laws and there are steps to follow it, to execute it. He says, increase and multiply and fill the waters of the seas and let the fowl multiply upon the earth.
You didn't finish 28.
I went back to 22. My thing moved.
Yes, 28.
Okay.
Yes.
Increase and multiply, fill the earth with sons and daughters and prevail over it. Now, this word prevail, it's very interesting, this word.
Yes.
It says, prove more powerful or be superior. So for us to prevail over it, we must prevail over ourselves as individuals, as groups, as families, and as a nation, as cities in our law. And our law will prevail over all others.
Right.
It's not you going around attacking people and telling them who you is and what the Most High gonna do to them and because you suffered. That's not what it says to do. Right here, we in Genesis, and it says prevail over it with what? With judgment. We'll be right back. To prevail over it with judgment. So this word prevail, you must be given a law to govern yourself with, and then everyone else out of their own struggles comes in to see your system is better. This is how you prevail over it. In its possessions, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the heavens, and over every creeping animal that creepeth upon the earth. So, this dominion, let's see it from the Most High's perspective. You're talking about when you govern the earth properly, you don't have this wild beast attack. There is a place for the lion, there is a place for the hippopotamus. Each one is given food from the portion which the Most High renders to them. You don't go plunder everything. You don't have a non symbiotic lifestyle with the creation. His law works with the foundation that he built the earth upon. So you begin to work with it at its roots. So you don't go to the ocean and eat everything. You out there killing whales and you ain't got no business doing that. You're out there eating dolphin and you ain't supposed to be eating dolphin. Continue. I want you to continue reading.
And Yahweh said, Behold, I have given you every herb whose seed seedeth upon the face of all the earth.
So all the herbs. Now the herbs are plants that have seeds but no fruit. Okay?
That has seeds and no fruit. Wow. And every unfruitful tree for the need of building and for burning.
So if a tree does not have fruit, it is for building and for burning. No fruit.
Like
Okay?
an oak tree.
Yeah. Oak wood, you
Right.
know, the maple tree, it don't have fruit.
Fruit. Yeah.
Okay? You have a lot of trees that have cedars, all the pine trees.
Or an acacia when you made the.
Yeah, the acacia tree.
Okay.
These trees, they're good for building and burning. Now, the ones that we burn to make holy fire are classified. They are the evergreen family, the fir tree, the cedar wood tree, the pine tree. All of these trees are of the holy woods. Now you'll say, where did you get that? We'll get there. That's not what we're doing right now. That is not even something that is important to anyone except the Levites. And the Levites who come will see and will learn and will do it that way. Next.
And the tree in which its fruit seeding after its kind. To you it shall be for food.
Okay, so the fruit trees that seed after their kind. So oranges make orange trees, and apples make apple trees, and grapevines make grapevines, and the kiwi vine makes the kiwis, which is a fuzzy grape. It's the same type of system. They're after the same kind, different style within the kind, but the same kind. All of this is for food to eat. So when the Most High says that you have to take a tree and you have to wait 4 years, that's the tree. That is a tree. But that has nothing to do with the herbage.
Right. That's correct. That's for sin
And
alone.
the herbage doesn't follow the ordinance of the tree.
Mm. You know, coming from culinary background, you know, a lot of times they'll use the apple tree wood for cooking the food to give them flavor, but that's incorrect. I mean, they do what they want to do, but we're not
You're not
supposed to
supposed to
do it
be
because we are given the instructions of what tree exactly we are to
to
use.
use. I mean,
Yeah.
there are trees used in holy fire. One of the trees is the olive tree, right? But the Most High requested it. Okay? The Most High requested it. So if He has requested use this one, we use it.
Right.
He's requested using the fig tree, but the fig tree the wood is not even good for nothing.
Right.
But you have to trim the tree anyway from time to time. But if you want to have wood for burning, we have wood for that.
Right. Specifically for that.
Right? It's fragrant and flavorful. But you must follow the procedure.
Right.
So since there's a procedure governing it, then if you're not following that procedure, you're violating the lawful instruction.
Yes. These are what I'm talking about, the little small things, small details. But to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the heavens, and to every reptile upon the earth, in which is the living soul, I have given all green herbs, and it was so.
Mm-hmm.
And Yah beheld everything he had made, and it was very good. And it was evening, and it was morning, the sixth day.
Okay, so now the sixth day ends, and he says, "This is good." Right?
Yes.
At the sixth day, the earth will be in this condition. It's still solitary of men.
Yes.
The solitary of men did not change.
No, it hasn't.
So here we are. We're talking about the end of the sixth day. The earth is planted. The earth and is it planted for everybody? No. It's planted for the sons of Adam. They have food. They have a garden. They have all the nutrition. They have the herbs and everything that they need in the land that the Most High has given unto them. So when you look at this at long form, you can see, oh, so we have to learn the law to be ready so that when the Most High comes to inspect at the end of these 40 years, we will be in place, in position to proceed with the next stage of the process. It's the end of the sixth day. It has had dominion, it has conquered all, but we're only at the end of We're at the end of the fifth day. That's it. We still have to keep the law and have dominion for 1,000 years.
And what it shows is that he started out with agriculture, farming, raising animals, everything.
It's all agriculture.
All agriculture.
It's all food, cattle, and you're taking care of all manner of beasts.
Right.
Right? even the swine,
Mm-hmm.
even the swine have his place. It's abominable to touch the carcass.
Wow.
It's abominable to eat it, but it have its place in the earth.
Right.
Everything that is created have an order. It has its covenant. It keeps it. You are not keeping yours. And the rest of the nations, all of them, when it says they are waiting for you, that the heaven and the earth groan for the sons of Adam to take their rightful place, it's not waiting for you to just say you are. Saying you are and doing what you're supposed to be doing
Mm-hmm.
is two different things.
Yes, sir.
It ain't about what you proclaim. Do it and then proclaim it. You have to do it first.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a process in doing. And if you don't know what the process is of doing, then you need to come and be re-educated.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is judgment.
Mm-hmm.
So now I want to find another attribute of the Most High before we go into the next chapter.
Hmm.
Okay? I hope y'all don't mind a little silence. But I need to find this. It's kind of important. Mm-hmm.
You know, Robert Sheep, what I am recognizing is that us returning is more than just returning to our land. It is about returning to our state of being, who we are, what we're purposed for. There's a lot of pieces to returning. It's not just returning to the land and, oh, we're Israel. It's deeper than that. It's returning back to the purpose of our creation, and that is to
Absolutely.
serve.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So now I need you to understand this attribute of the Most High. And I need you to understand everyone who comes here by whatever inclination or premonition you receive, you're not going to come here and think you have some prophetic abilities. There are none. There's no prophets. That's over with. It's a finished thing. Okay? So you need to understand this, and I want you to understand why. So we're going to go to the Chaldean paraphrase of Isaiah, which is free online. It's on Google. So it's written in Chaldean, and we're going to read it in Chaldean, which is Babylonian. And if you're talking the same language as me and reading the same letters as I do, you'll see that you're reading in Chaldean, the Isaiah Targum. We're going to go with chapter 1, right? And we're going to start at verse 1. I'm going to let my sister read because in this judgment, we're going to allow the prophet Isaiah, who has already been vetted, let him give us the attribute of the Most High and see where we are making our misunderstandings and our judgment. Go ahead.
The prophecy of Isaiah, the son of Amos.
So this is Amos' son. So Amos, whom they stuck in the minor prophets, is the one who taught Isaiah. He gave birth to him. He raised him. So Amos is the teacher here.
Which he prophesied concerning the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah.
So this has to do with the house of Judah, of which my house is a part of. Okay, so Judah is the main branch of this family, the Yadi, right?
Yes, Yadi.
The Yadi. So Judah, the main branch of this family. It's a branch. Okay? So now we're going to see what Isaiah has to say about it.
Jotham, Ahaz, Hezekiah, king.
So Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, all kings at the same time. So there's more than one king in the house of Judah. There's many. There's more than this.
Yes.
But these are the notables.
Kings of the house of Judah. Hear, O heavens, which shook when I gave my law to my people.
So now the heavens shook when he gave the law. What is he talking about? Well, if you read it, then you read this with us in Exodus chapters 19 and 20. It says the heavens shook when he gave the law. So he's citing a historical event. There's the difference between a manuscript and what you running around with, a Bible. See? A manuscript is historical text kept by a people, facts, government documentation. A Bible is a religious book that fools run around with ignorance, not knowing their history, their culture, who's talking, when, what happened, and what's the purpose of it. But let us see. Continue.
And give ear, O earth, which reeled before my word.
So the earth shook and the mountains melted away. We read this again, chapters 19 and 20.
For Yah speaks, the house of Israel is my people. I call them sons.
Hold on, wait a minute. The house of Israel. So all 12 tribes is the Most High's people, and he calls them sons.
Yes, sir.
That's what's written there?
Yes, sir, it is.
Clear as day in black and white?
Most definitely.
All right, so again, why are you waiting around looking for a mystical sky nigga when he says you are the sons, plural, S-O-N-S, correct?
Yes, sir.
So sons of Adam, he is talking to the house of Israel, whom he called sons, Bani. Continue.
I cherish and glorify them, but they have rebelled against my memra.
So again, if you're not attending to the memra, doing what the instructions are, then you're rebelling. So when the memra appointed me to be king and announced it, I know you were not there, present. Okay? Even though I appeared before you on international news, it was not a thing of importance to you. So I don't have to prove who I am and what I'm here to do at all. I just have to do it. I'm attending to the memra. And if you're going to attend it, you're going to have to attend it with me, because this is what was promised to you at Horeb. It was promised that your king will go before you to bring you into the place of the habitation of the Most High. So I have to get the land, I have to prepare the land and bring you on to it. So for your absence in this process, you still have to give the requirements for rebuilding the sanctuary, because you have rebelled. That's why you're far away. That's why you're disconnected. That's why you can't function as a unit. You have no order, no law, no leadership, because you have no memra.
The ox knows its owner,
Okay?
and the ass its master's crib. But Israel does not teach to know the fear of me.
So nobody has ever taught you the fear of the Most High. I teach it, and I teach Pithgama. These are two precepts that you don't understand. Fear is not the respect of the Most High, and the Most High's word does not work like a genie. He tells you to do what to do to get what he wants done, and you, out of your love for him, obey it. But you disobey and you choose death and dishonor rather than to obey and receive the honor. So this is an understanding that we have. This is why we're in this condition. As long as you remain doing so, you will continue. I will not. I'm telling you, I'm not walking with you. You ask my sister, I'm like this every day. You're going to walk with me. It's the law and this way, and this is what is written, and this is how it's precisely explained on what to do in this specific situation. You don't know where we are in history or time. I just unveiled another chunk of it to you, right?
Yes.
And you still
Don't take heed.
have not taken heed. Continue.
My people does not understand to return to my law.
You do not understand to return to the law. Even though I say it every day, I tell you what's necessary to be done, you don't do it. See? So you're obedient in your rebellion. This
Right.
proof, this who you are.
Right.
This proof, I told you I got two stipulations, right? One was that, you serve in the captivities with me. And two, you're going to be obedient to the Most High's instruction. Guess what? You've proven you're an Israelite now in your rebellion.
Right.
When are you going to prove it in your obedience? Because the opportunity was never present before I came to you today.
And returning to his law is more than just keeping feasts and Sabbath and all that. It's much more
You're starting to see,
broader.
you see it's an
than that.
everyday thing, right?
It's an everyday
Yeah.
thing.
It ain't about praying every day,
No.
even though we do pray
Right.
every day. It's not about the perpetual sacrifices, even though we do the perpetual sacrifices. It's about the consistent knowledge and obedience to the system. Right now, you're consistently obedient to the system of the countries you are in. You have not come into this system to obey this system to do this thing that is commanded you.
Because you only can do his law in
His system. The Most High is not asking you to appoint who you want anymore. Your time is over. He appoints who he wants to. I am appointed. Aliakum is appointed. My sister, she have her appointment. And she have to walk it out every day and never turn. She have no choice. It doesn't change. It don't change for me. It don't change for you. It don't change for anybody who is chosen. But let's see what happened and how we got into this situation.
Woe, because they were called a holy people and sinned.
Oh, he's talking about us. We were called and sinned. So you don't get out of this situation by proclaiming, I am this from antiquity. Right? Sin must be recompensed. You must restore the thing which you have broken. Keeping the Shabbat is not renewing the covenant. It's what you do after you have renewed the covenant and been obedient in restoring what you have broken.
A chosen congregation have multiplied sins.
Okay, so here you go. You're still multiplying it. I know, because I sit here without you. I know. This is how you multiply it. I know everybody's got questions about, well, what am I doing wrong? I'm praying. I'm keeping the Shabbat. No, you're not. No, you're not. So I try to tell you, give the money, buy back the land, and come. You can't slide in. You can't do it any other way. Without the land, it won't work. And for those of you in the States, Aliakum is right there, and he's only there for a limited time. Why? Because this bears witness against you and in your disobedience of what you are not doing according to the law. Continue.
They were named as a beloved seed, and they acted wickedly And it was said of them, cherish son.
All right. We're back. Battery died.
And they corrupted their ways. They have forsaken the service
Where
of
we at? Where you
Yah.
at?
Right here, cherished sons, and they corrupted their
Yes,
ways.
yes. Cherished sons and they corrupted their ways. Here we go.
They have forsaken the service of Yah.
So you forsaken the service of the Most High. What happens? When does the punishment end? When you return to the service. All right? I'm here, I'm serving. My sister asked me the same question, 9 months ago? Was it 9 months ago? 8 months ago? It was August.
August, yes.
So she asked me like 7, 8 months ago. And I told her the same thing. Like, listen, if you want to return to the service sits here.
Here. Mm-hmm.
All right? The service is here. You want it or you don't. Right? Everybody has the same questions. I get the calendar, the Shabbats, what about the steps? Huh? Yes, the prerequisites of the preparation to actually keeping those things and to be able to do those things in order. Right? If the Most High told you none will recompense, that means you don't get the leg up. You're not going to get the leg up that you got in times past, where some ruler has a change of heart and they give you money. They're not going to recompense you. Oh, but it says we leave out with great wealth. Yeah, if you survive, you could go ahead on and pick it up because everybody else is dead. So don't come back here with them US dollars. You better pick the jewelry off their body, the gold and the silver.
But did we not read in the law that it says that the diligent service is the wealth?
It always has been, always will be.
So that's the wealth we have to come out with, is the wealth of our
Now you don't come out. Well, you don't come out with that. That's the wealth you have to build up to. Just because you come out, you haven't served yet. Diligent service means you will live forever in the service, or you will die trying to live forever in the service. And for our forefathers, they died trying to live forever in the service, knowing that the appointed time when the word would activate life would only be in this day, in this age, at this time. So now when he says, I remake man, I reconstitute him, you just have to keep walking in the law for 40 years. There is a change after that. And then it's as long as you're obedient, you won't die. As long as you're obedient, you're following the instructions, you won't get sick. And the instruction has everything. There's everything.
Everything, yes.
But you're going to change. It's not going to be what you think it is. It's a system everybody will be in. It's anti the Babylonian system. So two systems can't exist at the same time. One must come down that the other may rise up. Continue.
They have despised the fear of the Holy One of Israel.
So you have despised the fear of the Holy One. The fear, literally, like you're not afraid of death.
No.
Right? You're not afraid of not doing the law. You speak with ignorance and presumption at the same time. You say, the Most High told me, And then when you suffer for your foolish decisions, you say, oh, I'm just doing what the Most High told. No, no. He's not spoken to you and led you in foolishness. He extended mercy to you in your folly. There's a difference. Continue.
Because of their wicked deeds, they are turned about and backwards.
So it's because of your wickedness that we are backwards. Now I appear backwards to you when I say we have to get camels and sheep and goats and donkeys, and we have to grow our own food. We have to buy back farms, give you money, and do it. I appear backwards to you. And you know why? It's because you're backwards. It's not because I'm backwards. I'm right. I'm upright. This is the instruction. This is what I'm doing. This is what I have done. This is what I will continue to do, whether you participate or not. If you don't, if you participate with the government, you will die. They want to kill you. They tell you every day, oh, we need to bring down the global population. All right. You want to be with them? Be with them. Where do you think this order for bringing down the global population came from? The Most High said it. It's his order from heaven. He told their angels instructed them, and they're like, oh, this will be good. It'll be profitable for us. Their angels, they listen to them without fail because it always profits them. You, the cherished sons, house of Judah, you are the ones not listening to your angel. Right? And that's because the angel is only set to come to a specific son at a specific time to guide him. Now, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. I'm telling you what it's got to be in this by the book. Continue.
They do not understand.
Oh, see, you don't understand. It's not that I'm not telling you the truth. You don't understand.
So as to say, why are we still smitten?
Why are we still in the curses? The 400 years has ended. Why are we still here?
Right, because the what and how has happened. So why?
So you don't have any sense to even ask. 16, even if you said it was from 1619, right? It's 2023. You still not asking why are we still in this condition? You don't have any sense to do that. That's what it says. So you've proven on 2 steps exactly what I said. You'll be in the curses with me and you'll fulfill this law. So you fulfilled it by staying in it and not asking, why are we still in this condition? You were waiting for me. Continue.
They continue to sin.
Yes, that's what you're doing.
They do not say,
You don't say this.
for what reason?
Pause. So now, for what reason? You lack reasoning. In order to speak to the Most High or to converse with Him, you must have the law to reason with. And it's not about, I'll do this to get this out the law. It's, I have followed the instruction of this step. What do we do now? How are we supposed to progress from here? What and how? You lack reasoning. You talk about faith as if
It's mystical.
it's mystical and it's something that you're supposed to just walk in with mysticism. No. Faith is doing what the instruction says when you don't understand, but you lack the instructions because you have not done any of them. And I read all of it to you, and you still haven't moved.
And as well as Rabbi Shade, when we're saying for what reason, we're acknowledging our state.
Absolutely.
And if you're not willing to acknowledge the state that you're in, you're in delusion.
Absolutely. So you have to have reasoning. What and how is the only two questions you can ask. Okay, what are we to do? How are we to do
Do
it?
it.
Those are the only two questions you're permitted to ask in the presence of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
So what reason and how are, that's it.
For what reason is every head sick and every heart mournful?
So there's a reason behind it. And why is not a valid question.
Yes.
Why is a question of futility? Well, why this? Why that? Why? No why.
Mm-mm.
Everyone on the upper echelons of power, authority, or understanding asks two questions. What and how?
Because when you ask the question what and how and it's revealed, you'll understand why.
After you, even if you don't understand why, in doing the what and the how,
Yeah.
the why comes to you.
Yes.
Oh, this is connect. Oh, I see now.
This is why.
That's why. I'm glad I listened. This would have been a problem.
Yes.
So all of that is the basis for the three understandings that you've gotten so far. So you know the Most High doesn't change.
No, he doesn't.
You know you cannot speak to the Most High without reasoning. So with no law, he doesn't talk to you or anybody. You must have a law. And once you start to walk in the law, then he will return unto us. It takes walking. Now I had to start walking without you. Because you prayed in Horeb. I'll send someone else first and we'll listen to him. All right, I've done it. And now you're still saying, I don't know. Well, you don't know. We're going to see. All right, so go ahead.
And the creatures of the heavens and earth and all the hosts of them were completed.
So, and the creatures were completed.
And Yahweh had finished by the seventh day.
He had finished by the seventh day. So 0 to 1, okay, is day 1. And it proceeds. We are now entering, right? We are now entering into the end. This is the last 40 years of day 5. Day 6, Adam has to be put together with his law, with his covenant, with his everything, and doing it on the land, his sons. There's only 40 years left for learning the law. So now you can see this because in day 6, right, from 5,001
Yes.
to 6,000, it has to be finished at the end of 6,000. Not a nation regathered in 6,000. That has to happen before. I don't care what scientists say. I don't care what anybody say about nothing. I'm telling you what it is from our forefathers' manuscripts and from what I know. And if my word coming from the Memra is not good enough for you, you deserve whatever comes to you. Let whoever's for death be for death, whoever's for famine, whoever's to die in the war, to die in the war. I cannot pity when you receive the suffering of your decision. It's a choice. You choiced it. The Most High said, hearken and live,
Yes.
or do your own thing. Everything except what I'm telling you about today, everything except what I'm telling you today will lead to death ultimately. And I'm not asking nobody to move in haste. I'm not asking nobody to do that. I'm asking you to move with wisdom. You have to give for the building. Okay? I'll give when I get there. All right. That works too. You got to get here first. If you go that route, right? You want to see somebody else put up before you show up. The Most High has already put up. You now have to put up. Continue.
And Yah had finished by the seventh day the work which he had wrought, and the 10 formations which he had created between the suns. And he rested the seventh day, and from all his works which he had performed.
Okay, so he rested from all the work which he had performed.
And Yah blessed the seventh day more than all the days of the week, and sanctified it, because in it he rested from all his works, which Yah had created and had willed to make.
So he rested it from everything he had created and willed to make in the seventh day. It was already finished. And this, he says, I tell you the end from the beginning. So when the seventh day starts, the children of Israel ain't getting it together. They have already held it together with perfection for 1,000 years.
And doesn't matter how modern times are, we have to return back to what we were.
You're of a former thing. You have to live it exactly like Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. You have to have the exact same lifestyle, the exact same customs. So you'll see in this war, these cars is going, everybody is going to be walking around here with camels and donkeys and horses and everything. I promise. You think I'm lying? Just wait. Now let's go to verse 2. We got verse 4.
These are the genesis of the heavens and earth when they were created in the day that Yah Allah made the earth and heavens.
So now you thought I was crazy when I said that. Verse 1, this right here is Adam and everybody being made. But this here is the prophecy. The Most High is showing you a pattern and telling you the days and the times so you will know when is the end of a matter. And I'm telling you this is the end of the matter, and you think I'm too deep. And now it says these are the genesis of the heavens and the earth when they were created in the day. What day? The first one, when the first sentence, when he said that.
Yep.
So the entirety of the rest of this book, from here until we get back into the land, is condensed in this first chapter down to this verse. That's all the prophecy. Everything will be done in 7,000 years. And that's from 0 to 6,000. Because 0 to 1 is 1. It don't start on 1,000.
Right.
It's 0 to 1,000. Okay? So now I'm telling you what it is. How did you get this deep, man? This deep. Oh, it's deep. This the beginning. I haven't even started because we had to get here and I had to show you who the Most High is, what's his attributes, that he changes not, and what's wrong with you that we are in this condition so we can get out of it. So now we can start the judgment now that the prelude is over. This was the introductory. This everything else of the rest of everything we're going to read now is going to fit within those first 7 days. So this is the genesis of the heavens and the earth from the day they were created and the day that Yah made the heaven and the earth. Now we're starting the story. It's Genesis chapter 2 and verse 4. And here's starting back. We're going to fill you in on verse 1. Min Avila, out of the origin.
Oh, goodness. The details.
No, you missing these details and people want to get on here. You want to discuss with me. Listen, you can't have this discussion with me until you've come in and studied with me. This is an invitation. That's why I say after we go through this one time, then I'll open it up to questions and we can go search things. But if you don't have the foundation of the law, you lack all reasoning. And then if you don't come back and judge this from the beginning, you don't know who the Most High is. You don't know his attributes and what's happening at the beginning with the first ones.
And honestly, you don't know who you really are.
Yeah, you don't. Well, I just told you your cherished sons. You guys looking for the son of the Most High to crack the sky, and I'm here to crack your heads. Let's go. We have work to do.
And the two witnesses are present. So what are you going to do?
And that's from Malachi. Is that Malachi or Zechariah?
Malachi talks about it as well as
Zechariah. That's from Malachi and Zechariah. Not no New Testament, nothing.
That's right.
And we are working practically, right? Simple, basic steps every day to regather the people if you listen and do what we ask you. Okay, continue to read.
And all the trees of the field were not as yet in the earth, and all the herbs of the field had not as yet germinated, because Yah Allah had not made it to rain upon the earth, and man was not to cultivate the ground. Where are you?
Step 1. There's no man to garden. It start with land, it start with farming.
Yes, it does.
Step 1.
Step 1.
We'll be back.
Step 1.
Okay, continue.
But a cloud of glory descended from the throne of glory and was filled with waters from the ocean, and afterward went up from the earth and gave rain to come down and water all the face of the ground.
So you get ground, and now there's water. So we have land, and we have rain and water now. And we at verse number 6. Now let's go on chapter 2, verse number 7.
And Allah created man in two formations
Two.
and took dust from the place of the house of the sanctuary.
Oh,
From the house of sanctuary.
he took it from the sanctuary, a safe place. Yeah, there's no temple here. Okay, go ahead. And what he do?
And from the four winds.
Wait a minute.
Four winds.
Four winds?
When
So he took a little bit of dust from the sanctuary and took some from the four winds. Wasn't Judah scattered to the four winds?
Yes.
So which is time is the Most High talking about? The Genesis at the end. You. See? I told you. It's talking to you.
Robert Shape, when it says created man in two formations, what does that mean, sir?
It's male and female.
Okay.
Man and woman. So now the woman have to go through redemption, and so does the man have to go through redemption. The woman from corrupting themselves from their filth and their harlotry and whoremongering ways, and the man from his filth, his harlotry, and his whoremongering ways, obeying another nation's law, participating in another nation's economy, and worshiping the gods of another nation and paying tribute to their kings and rulers and their organizations and jobs and everything else that goes with it. Let alone the adultery and the fornication that they committed with the daughters of Zion and all the other nations they not supposed to be sleeping with.
The adulterers and hoes.
Continues.
And from the four winds of the world, and mixed from all the waters of the world, and created him red, black, and white.
Okay, so he's going to be red. There's going to be some black. There's going to be some white.
Yeah.
But you don't know there is a fourth color. There is green. Green is Nephilim. Because we have everything from very light skin to very dark skin.
Yes, we do.
Okay? Now, this also relates to the sons of Ham, but they were also all black. Noah was white, being a albino. Okay? So you had red, black, white, like this albinism, but green, this one come from Nephilim.
And breathe into his nostrils the inspiration of life.
Inspiration, this is the law. It's spoken to you.
Yes, law. And there was in the body of Adam the inspiration of a speaking spirit unto the illumination of the eyes and the hearing of the ears.
Oh, speak this law when you rise up, when you lie down, when you're walking in the way. Also, have this law for frontlets between your eyes to hear and do it.
And also, the Lord has spoke about the spirit of prophecy
To do
hard
it.
to do it.
You want to fulfill a prophecy. You can't speak one. Because the prophecy comes from ancient times. So how are you coming up thinking the Most High want to address you about something on a Tuesday, and the Most High is like, what? No, I said, do my Lord today. What are you talking about a Tuesday for? So that was that. And what happened?
And a garden from the Eden of the just was planted by the word of Yahweh Allah before the creation of the world.
Okay, so here we are. Before the world gets created in its proper order, in the Garden of Eden, and it is a desert. The garden not cultivated yet. We just read that, keeping the context from verse number 4 and 5 and 6. We just read it. Oh, it's a desert over there. It's supposed to be,
You're not in it.
right? Now the rains have shown up. It's all green over here, but you still have to cultivate and put the rest of it back. Son of Adam, continue.
And he made there to dwell the man when he created him. And Yahweh Allah made to grow from the ground every tree that was desirable to behold and good to eat, and the tree of life in the midst of the garden, whose height was a journey of 500 years.
So the statute of limitations for keeping the law is a journey of 500 years. That's the minimum requirement. If you keep it for 500, you will have crossed over halfway of the 1,000-year mark. So now the rest of the journey is easy. It is downhill. You will have kept it for 10 jubilees already. You now have the habit. Everybody know. Everybody is doing it. You have the dominion. So you will be gaining the dominion till you reach the peak and consume everything after the 500-year mark.
And the tree of whose fruit they who ate would distinguish between good and evil.
Okay.
And a river went forth from Eden to water the garden, and from thence was separated, and became 4 heads of rivers,
Okay.
or 4 chief rivers.
Okay.
The name of the first is Fishon. That is it which compasseth all the land of Hindiki.
Okay, so the Pishon River passes the land of Hindiki. Hindiki is on the other side of it's on the other side of the Persian Gulf, now called the Arabian Sea, and it's over there on the side of the Rafa Mountains. So on that side, over there, this India, right? The Hindis, they over there. Hindikis, the Hindis, they over there. So this is one end of the Garden of Eden.
Where there is gold.
There's gold over there.
And the gold of that land is choice.
Okay, it's choice.
There is the badilka
Uh-huh.
and the precious stones of beryls.
Okay, that's over there too. Next.
And the name of the second river is Gishon. That is it which encompasseth all the land of Cush.
Okay, so the Gishon River compasses the land of Cush. Now you haven't seen this in a while, but you may be surprised because Africa is splitting in half. It's not splitting in half. The river that once dried up is returning. The Gishon. It's the other border of the Garden of Eden. Oh, you think just because you don't see it, it's not here. But you don't know where in the creation you are. Next. See that? You see?
I see,
It's
sir.
to tell you right here.
Yes, sir.
So I don't have to make it up.
No, you don't.
Because we know where Cush is, right?
Yes.
This Ham and his sons, and they land over there. And
Yes.
this river that come down, it come down from the Nile Delta and now come down and slice a little slim sliver off of Africa. Don't it? Right through Kenya and Sudan and separating. Don't worry, water's going to fill it. I'm not responsible for the water. I'm just telling you where the division is. Now you know. That's Gishon. Continue.
And the name of the third river is Diglath.
Uh-huh.
That is it which goeth to the east of Athor.
Okay, so there's a third river, and it's going east of Atur. Next.
And the fourth river is Pharreth.
And the fourth river is the Euphrates.
And Yahya Allah took the man from the mountain of worship, where he had been created, and made him dwell in the Garden of Eden to do service in the law and to keep its commandments.
Same with Adam. Same with Noah. Same with Abraham. Same with Moses. Same with Isaac. Same with Jacob. Same with me.
Because didn't we read to say in the mountains of Jalad?
But again, you have to do service in the garden, but it's not the place where the first one learns. I learned at Tel Arad. I lived there.
Yeah.
I am the Sheikh of Tel Arad. I took a possession. Legally documented everything. That's not the issue. The issue is the process. You have to start here, dwell here. From there, I continued, whether I lived in Beersheba, and I'm with my teacher, we're in the mountain where Shem lived, and we in the caves where they did certain things, and we're walking through our forefathers' footsteps for learning. It takes 7 years. 4 years in the book, 3 years practical hands-on. Mistake, get better, fix, learn, mistake, repent. You're going to make mistakes. These are honest ones because you just don't know. And things happening. It's a testing. Everybody, every leader, Moses in Mount Sinai, it's the same. There's holy mountains. There's more than one, but there's one appointed to each time. Continue. Oh, you know what? I want to show you a law concerning that. Because sometimes I say things, there's more than one holy mountain. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to go back, and now we're going to validate this by the law. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 1. Right? Chapter 1, verse 1 of Leviticus. This is judgment. And it was when Moses had completed to erect the tabernacle that he reasoned. Moshe reasoned and judged in his heart and said, to Mount Sinai, whose excellency is the excellence of only an hour, and whose holiness is the holiness but of 3 days. I could not ascend until the time that the word was spoken to me. So Mount Sinai is the excellency of but 1 hour. So that's one holy mountain. That's one. We're going to validate these. Okay? We're going to validate these. We're going to figure out what is these mountains and how is it this is one way or the other. So we know Moses said that Mount Sinai was holy for him for just an hour. Okay? Then you have, look, Mount Hermon.
Yes.
This is another holy mountain, and all the cities in the plains of Gilad. Deuteronomy chapter 3, verses 9 and 10.
Yes.
For what? The fruit producing mountain. So you're starting to see now what I'm saying, and that's just two, and there's plenty more. I'm not going to sit down and chase down mountains, but at this time, but just so you could see, this law validates itself upon itself repeatedly.
Right.
So we judging the first one. So continue reading.
What's interesting in this phrase, it says that he was taken from the mountain of worship where he had been created and made him dwell in the Garden of Eden. So he was in the mountain first.
And then he had to go over here.
Right, but you gotta be in the mountain before you can
Go somewhere else.
And to do the service.
To do the service.
So we got to get prepared first.
To do it.
To do it before we can do it.
Yes, there's a preparatory phase.
And Yah Allah commanded Adam, saying, of every tree of the garden eating, thou mayest eat.
Okay, so now this is Adam and to Adam's sons. Speaking to Adam and then to us today. Of every tree that is in the garden to eat, thou mayest eat.
But of the tree of whose fruit they who eat become wise to know between good and evil, thou shalt not eat, for in the day that thou eatest, thou wilt be guilty of death.
So we have two trees. Now, this law we've already read. There is the tree of the law, which you must keep with perfection for 500 years. Then there's the tree of I'll do it my way. So what happens if I don't do it? Oh, you want to know what happens if you do evil instead of the good? Good and evil, right? You're trying to figure it out? You want to be ignorant and presumptuous, which leads to death. See? Two trees, the law and my way. The law and this other guy's way. and the law and somebody else's way. The law and I think maybe we should do this.
That's why when you've been saying over and over, if you don't want to follow this way, the law and what you are doing, any other way, you're going to die.
It doesn't even matter. There's 100 ways. Only one is right.
And Yah Allah said, it is not right that Adam should be sleeping alone. I will make unto him a wife who may be a helper before him.
Oh, okay. What's the problem we have today? Nobody wants to get married. The men are alone, not having wives, right? The women are independent. So now we have to reformulate this. We have to fix it, right? Right now it's just me, and even I am alone. Yeah, I have my wife, I have my sister, I got my brother Ali, but this not the nation. We have to fix this. So we have to have a process of redeeming the women and redeeming the men. We redeem the men back to the law and to our own government, our own governance. We redeem the women back to the families with the men. See? Basic. But we don't deal with these issues until we have the land that is farmed. No land, no food, no family. Continue.
And Yah Allah created from the earth every beast of the field and every fowl of the heavens, and brought them to Adam to see by what name he will call it. And whatever Adam called the living animal, that was its name. And Adam called the names of
Hold
all.
on, wait a minute.
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. A lot of times, people breeze by stuff. They breeze by it and they miss the point. Right?
Yes, sir.
So you see that, and Adam called, and whatever Adam called, read that
Yes.
again.
It says, and Yah Allah.
No, that last sentence.
Okay. And whatever Adam called the living animal, that was its name.
So it was whatever Adam called it. So regardless to whatever things are called now, as we walk out this law, its name will change, and whatever it is called, from whatever it is that the Most High brings us to, its name will be changed. It's not that now, but it will be. So in the end, there will be the Yafeti, there will be the Hami, there will be the Shami, instead of all of this soup that I'm looking at all over the world. Everyone will be a part of a people, a nation, and they will be designated a place for them to live. But it doesn't start with them. It starts with you saying, it starts with me. I got to get me right. I got to get into this law. And not get into it for the teaching to know, because knowledge is not power. Doing is power. That's wisdom. The one who has wisdom has the knowledge, but the one who has knowledge does not necessarily have wisdom. We'll be back.
How's the battery?
Okay.
You know what's interesting about what we just read? It says whatever Adam called, that was its name.
So now when you see me using this law to recategorize, rename, and reinstitute,
The families and the name, but only one person does that. Because only Adam was the
yeah, it
only
comes from
one.
the top, from the kingship. It comes down. But everybody is in agreement because we have one law, so we all can see that this is the thing that the Most High has ordained. So when you see the great divide coming down Africa, and I say that's the Gishon, I didn't make it up. It's not what I feel it is. It's what is designated based upon where it is situated and how it is manifested. You see?
Yes.
That's how this works. It don't work another way. It's not like that. Okay? Now watch this.
And Adam called the names of all cattle and all fowl of the heavens and all beasts of the field. But for Adam was not found as yet a helper before him.
So Adam does not have a helper. He starts off first doing the work and gets the helper in doing the work. You see?
Yes, sir, I see.
So when I'm at Mount Sinai, I didn't have my wife as yet. I had to continue doing the work and seeing things and calling it what it's supposed to be called from the book, walking with the book, reading the book, doing what the book say do, and then my wife is come to me. But I'm doing what the Lord says do. Even for her, with her, her family, whatever is necessary, I'm doing that because that is what is lawfully required. So not only do I know what to do, I know what not
To do.
to do. I didn't prey upon nobody. I didn't just because I saw that it was good and desirable, just jump on it. There's a lawful process. So Adam doesn't have a helper, he's found working. So before the women can be redeemed, the men have to be working in the law. The women have to understand how to help. They don't understand how to help because he don't know what he's supposed to be doing. He's backwards right now. You out there trying to make it on YouTube. And I'm telling you, you need to be trying to be making a farm. You out here trying to make Bitcoin work. All right, keep doing it your way. Listen. Do what you want. Go ahead, watch this.
And Allah threw a deep slumber upon Adam, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs. It was the 13th rib of the right side, and closed it up with flesh.
Okay, so now you have all the details of which rib he took. He didn't take the one at the top. No, he took the 13th one from the right side and made woman from that. She's not the head. She's not the equal. She's to help. This is support. This protect. Your ribs protect your heart, your lungs, your stomach, your kidneys,
The vital organs.
all the important and vital organs for the nurturing of the body. Take from here, not from here, not the whole half aside, just this one.
And Yahweh Allah builded the rib which he had taken from Adam into a woman, and he brought her to Adam.
So he took the rib and built woman for that, and then brought her to Adam. This is important because he already said that he made man and woman at the same time. So you had Adam and you have Lilith. He already had intended Lilith to make the Nephilims and all of that in the first day with the fallen angels anyway. But this I'm taking from Adam for Adam. Now let's take this.
And Adam said, "This time and not again is woman created from man. Thus, because she is created from me."
Whoa! This time, Adam said, this time and not again is woman created from man. Thus, because she is created from me. So there will not be some new women created. There's no woman coming from sky, anywhere else. We have to get our women straight because she is created from us. And so now when you see me recite the redemption laws and I say, this time and not for a next generation will this ever be done. But you can come how you are. We will deal with you and your issues one time. And you will be able to take the husband of your choosing should you not be a virgin. If you be a virgin and your father not be present, we will have one to stand in the gap for you. Only choose a man occupied in doing the law. Now we have there's a whole class on the women's redeemer rights laws, and there's a whole conversation about it. But that's only for those who doing it. You got to come and do it. It's not some class to just teach to you randoms out there. Because if he ain't in, he's out. And right now he's out with you. Y'all both out and backwards. Go ahead.
She is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. This it is fit to call woman, because from man she was taken. Therefore, a man shall leave and be separate from the house of the bed of his father and of his mother, and shall consociate with his wife, and both of them shall be one flesh.
Okay. So you have that.
And both of them.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Okay.
So you have that.
Yes, sir.
So when it says they shall leave and be separate from the house of the bed of his father and mother, they're not leaving the house. They are building up another house next door. He's just leaving this bed because
Right.
this bed is here with his father and mother.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting his own house now with many beds because he has to be fruitful and multiply.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the house of the bed.
Bed.
The-
Yes.
you know, when you're a child, you get a bed. It's your bed. You
Right.
alone in your bed
Right.
until you take a husband or a wife.
Right. Right.
Then this bed is now too small. You need a bigger bed. And
Mm-hmm.
the fruit that comes from this, the fruit that comes from this
Mm-hmm.
is a child.
Yes.
Okay? The fruit of a man and a woman being together
As a child.
is a child. The man gives the woman seed, and she bring forth a fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And both of them were wise, Adam and his wife, but they were not faithful or truthful in their glory.
Oh, faithfulness.
Mm.
What to continue in the work without fail. You're already given an assignment. You have to do the assignment you're given. That's faith. Okay, this is my assignment. I do the assignment. When the assignment is complete, I present the assignment for inspection.
Mm.
Go ahead.
And the serpent was wiser unto evil than all the beasts of the field.
Now, this serpent, right? This serpent.
Mhm.
This serpent, they call him serpent because they don't want you to follow him. But the serpent have a name. This snake in the grass who did this evil thing, his name is Gadar-eel. You will find him listed in the book of Enoch. Gadriel or Gadar-eel. That's the name of this serpent. So let's see what Gadriel is doing.
Which Allah had made. Quick question. When it says and the serpent, it wasn't an actual serpent, it was his title, the character in which he was,
That's what he
correct?
did.
Is
So
what he
now they're
did.
naming him after what he has done.
Is what made him the serpent.
All right? Now, in this time, everybody can speak, but this fallen angel take the form, he can take different forms.
Forms.
Having the body of the angels, he can change shape.
Mm, mm.
Okay?
What they call shapeshifter.
He's shape shifting. Okay, so let's see. Let's read the story. Watch this. It gets better.
And he said to the woman,
So now you have this angel who said he was wiser. Why the angel was wiser? Being made on the second day,
mm,
being made on the second day, and then taking the counsel, right? The three fallen angels that took wicked counsel, right?
mm,
The three fallen angel came under one council and decided what they were going to do.
mhm.
And then they convinced a third of the other angels to follow in their way. So let's see what the council was.
Is it truth that Allah has said, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said to the serpent, from the rest of the fruits of the trees of the gardens we have power to eat.
Mm-hmm.
But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden,
So the knowledge of good and evil is something that is in the
yes,
middle of the garden, meaning that the idea and the opportunity to commit sin and wickedness was present.
mm,
They were not to do it. You
mm,
have to be righteous in the midst of the evil. You have to do what the Most High says do in the midst of others who are not doing it.
so that's what you mean when you say we have to make a choice.
It's a choice. You can keep the law on your own land. Get you land, keep the law on it, it will prevail. However, you're trying to keep the law another way.
Mm,
Oh, all these people are wicked. No, these people are not wicked. You have not prevailed in keeping the law on your land.
you're the one wicked.
You, the wicked one, they are being wild beasts like they were made.
They're being who they are. mm,
The
mm.
female dog, she sleep around with all the male dogs in the neighborhood. Whoever can get on her in time, he's the one, and she don't know who the father is.
That's where we are today.
This wasn't made for daughters of Zion to participate in. She have multiple baby fathers, multiple children. She's on multiple dates. She has known multiple men. It's
Mm.
not the case. The serpent advised this,
Yep. Put the man out and you can go get you a government check. Yep.
right? This is the teaching of Gadar-el. One man, one woman, knowing that this man is not made to be made like this, and he doesn't even participate in it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Continue.
But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yah have said, you shall not eat of it, nor approach it, lest you die.
Okay, let's go. Continue.
In that hour, the serpent spake accusation against his creator and said to the woman, dying you will not die, for every artificer hateth the son of his art.
Oh, so now you see this. He give a lie. You won't die like this. The way she's talking about it, it was as if it was immediate. He says, no, you're not going to die like this. Every maker, every creator hates the son of his art. The son of his art? What are you talking about? Oh, well, you make this and then this and this come from it and it's like this. And he's saying that because he's saying that the Most High created him, and now the Most High does hate him because of the wicked counsel he has become a part of. So now the Most High hate the son of his art. The Most High hate me because continue.
For it is manifest before Yah that in the day that you eat of it, you will be as the great angels, who are wise to know between good and evil.
Okay, so now in the day you participate in the wickedness, this is the only way you can know what the outcome of wickedness is.
Mhm.
Okay. Guess what? Guess what? We have done that.
Yes, we have.
Now we have come to the end of the time of wickedness, and we are at a loss for words. We are bewildered. From what? It's from the blow of the word of the memra that said, in the day you participate in this, it will continuously bring death upon you. It will continuously beat you until you be backwards. Now you can see how backwards you are and how hard you have been hit.
Right. And
Why you are in this situation.
while we're dying.
You see? So they ate the fruit, and we have to continue in this whole process to fix it.
And the woman beheld Samuel.
Oh, the woman beheld Samael,
Samael,
which is what?
the angel of death, and was afraid. Yet she knew that the tree was good to eat, and that it was medicine for the enlightenment of the eyes, and desirable tree by means of which to understand. And she took of its fruit.
Stop. So let's take a look at this and let me demystify it for you to make it plain and simple. So the woman, being made from Adam's flesh, could see the angel of death, right? She saw death
Yes.
and knew that if you do this thing, you will die. And her action said, "Me not fear death." And she looks at Godriel and she's looking at him and she is enticed. She wants to know this man. She wants to know this fruit, this tree. She's curious. I want to enjoy this. Right? I want to understand. I want to feel. I want an orgasm. I want a better orgasm.
Curiosity.
Then she let it. She said, "I'm a know. I'm gonna do this. I can figure. Hey, this sounds. It's gonna be like what? I'm gonna get all of that." And she took of the fruit. Oh, so now she takes from Godrel, and she ate of it. She partook of it, and then she gave it to her husband too, and he did eat. So what do you have? A mixing of seeds. So this is why the law is written that the men of Israel are to marry the daughters of Zion primarily. First of all, first and foremost, and have many before you take of the outside tribes of Abraham, Ishmael, and Esau in a third or fourth generation. You have to take of your own, because this is the inheritor. This is the inheritance. This is what's here. So you have to take from your own.
When it says that it was medicine for the enlightenment, what does that mean exactly, sir?
Again,
Of the eyes.
again, that medicine. So enlightening of the eyes is to have knowledge of something, to see something as good. The Most High said, be fruitful and multiply, but she didn't know, being naive, what the medicine to was. How do we go about this?
Okay.
Okay? So even though she's given to Adam, she has not yet joined with him. She doesn't join with him until after the situation with Gadriel.
Mm.
Okay?
Mm.
We'll get back to this tomorrow because tomorrow we discuss how they was naked. One step at a time, one day at a time.
One.